All right, you guys, today we are going to be viewing the last quiz we took for anybody who is interested in retaking it. First of all, this might not look exactly like the test that you took, the quiz that you took, because there were many different versions of it. But these are the types of problems. You might be lucky and this might be the one that you had, but most of them are the same shapes, just with different numbers. So follow along even if this isn't your exact quiz to get an idea of how to do these on a retake. All right, so we are finding the area for all of these. And number one is a heart shape, but it is made up of a square, which we're going to put the area of here, and two semicircles, one here and one here, and we'll be putting those areas, which equal right here, and then we're going to total them up for the total area. So let's do the square first. So for the square, it's just base times height, and we know that a square is same measurement on all sides. So it's just 16 times 16, which of course you can do in your calculator. Sorry about that. So the area of the square is 256. And then for a semicircle, we know since all the way across is 16, that halfway across, or the radius, is 8. And the area of a circle is pi r squared, so the area of a semicircle, which is half of a circle, is half of pi r squared. So in my calculator, I'll do 0.5 times pi, which is 3.14, times the radius, which is 8 squared. So in my calculator, I want to do the squared part for right order of operations. So I'll just do 8 times 8. So in my calculator, 0.5 times 3.14 times 64 gives me 100.48. So there are two semicircles which have the same area. And then we're just going to add these three numbers together, which again is totally fine to use a calculator for as long as you're showing me what you're putting in your calculator. So that's the answer to number one. And then if you want to be super correct, there is your label, meters squared. For the next one, we have a combination of rectangles. You can either put a line right here and make it two rectangles, or you can put a line right here. It doesn't matter to me, and I counted both answers over here as correct. So let's just do it that way. I have this rectangle here, and I have this rectangle here, and we'll add those areas together. Again, it doesn't matter if you divided it up this way or the other way. So this rectangle here is 3 times 10, which is 30. And this rectangle, we have to figure out what the lengths are because they aren't given to us specifically. But I do know if all the way down is 6 and here to here is 3, the rest is 3. And I know that if all the way across is 10 and here is 4, then this would be 6. So this one is 3 by 6, which is 18. So I'm just going to add together to get 48. For this one, I have two shapes. I have a rectangle right here, and I have a trapezoid right here. So let's do the rectangle first because it's the easiest. It's just 60 times 90, which is 5,400. And then the trapezoid is going to be average of the bases, which are the parallel sides, times the height. So the bases here are 90 for this base right here, and 60. So I'm going to do 90 plus 60 divided by 2, and then the height is the distance between them. It's this distance here. But they didn't give us that specific distance. I do know it from here to here is 60, and all the way up is 110. So I'm just going to do 110 minus 60 to get 50, and that's going to be my height. So 90 plus 60 is 150, and 150 divided by 2 is 75, and 75 times 50, 75 times 50 is 3,750. And we'll just add those together to get 9,150. This next shape is a semicircle, which is half a circle. and a triangle. So we'll find the area of those two shapes and add them together. For the semicircle, we'll do that first. You can see the diameter of 12 is given to us, so the radius is half of that, which is 6. We're going to do half of pi r squared because it's half of a circle. So 0.5 times 3.14 times 6 squared, which we know is 36. So in my calculator, 0.5 times 3.14 times 36 is 56.52. And then we're going to do the triangle. And remember that the area of a triangle is half of the base, the height. But there are 3 measurements given to us, so we always have to be thinking about how we find the base and the height. So the base and the height are always going to be found looking for that right angle symbol. So those red sides, those are the base and the height. So we're going to do half of 9 times 12. Doesn't matter if you do 9 times 12 or 12 times 9, it's going to be the same. So really that's just like half of 12 is 6. And then 6 times 9 is going to give us 54, right? So we're going to add 54 to 56.52 to get 110.52 meters squared. All right, moving right along, we have a rectangle, which we're going to the area of. And we have a semicircle. I'm going to find the area of each and add them together. So let's start with the semicircle. The semicircle, they give us the diameter of all the way across, which is 20. So halfway across, the radius is 10. So the area of the circle is, semicircle is half of pi r squared. So 0.5 times 3.14 times 10 squared, which is 100. So I'm going to do 0.5 times 3.14 times 100 in my calculator to get 157. That's the semicircle. And then the rectangle is just base times height. It's going to be 1200. So I'm going to add together, and I get 1357. And then I'll even do this for you. This is the shaded region is the square, actually. The square minus the circle. So I'm going to do the square shape and then subtract the circle. The square is just 60 times 60. Whoops. 6 times 60, which is 3600. And then the circle is going to be pi r squared. Since all the way across is 60, halfway across the radius is 30. So 3.14 times 30 squared. On my calculator, 3.14 times 30 is 2,826, and I'm just subtracting these numbers here to get my answer. And I'm subtracting because if this is like a whole, if you take this out, you're left with the shaded region. That's why I'm subtracting for this one, so it's 774. And that's it, you guys. Thank you for watching.